McCreary, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Because honestly, like as I'm looking at the board, there was not an obvious offensive lineman there. There's not an obvious tight end there. Plus, you still have pick 69 and pick 90 in the 3rd round to fill both of those needs. And what we both said, I think all three of us, I know Jack said this for sure, Huff, I'm not sure about you, but what Jack and I mentioned Thursday morning is we would rather the Titans reach on wide receiver early and wait on an offensive lineman at pick 90. So if you guys went into the draft okay with wide receiver in the 1st round and offensive lineman at pick 90, then why are you pissed off about a good corner at 35 when you can still get what you're okay with at pick 90?
I want to ask this question because that's a great point, by the way. People who want to draft an offensive lineman there, a tackle, right? Because you have Dylan Radins, you really don't know what he's going to be. Well, wouldn't the cornerback on the Titans roster, wouldn't that be an equally large question mark? Because you haven't seen Caleb Farley. Yeah, he's supposed to be a starter. He was drafted in the 1st round. You haven't seen Dylan Radins at right tackle. I mean, if you want a tackle and you're saying you don't like a corner, that makes no sense. The Titans need one of each, the same amount. So you can't have it one way and not the other. The Titans' hole at right tackle, that's just as big as the questions that they have at cornerback. It's not one or the other. They need one of each.
Yeah, and you get the best available. You get the best available, like when they're available. And so McCreary obviously was better to them than any offensive lineman that they had on the board.
And I agree with that based on the board there. And Kenneth is absolutely correct. And Luke Worsham actually said this at the facility. They lost a wide receiver. Wide receiver still a need. Like just like they went in they have the same need at wide receiver that they had yesterday at 6:45 Thursday night. So I agree there, Kenneth. Naderade 23 on YouTube says, "Guess we missed on Farley too." LOL. No, guys, like come on. Like
long night.
How many corners, Jack? What personnel grouping did the Titans lead the NFL in last year, Jack?
Dime.
Dime. How many defensive backs are on the field in dime?
What's that, 7?
6.
Whatever. Same thing. I knew it when I wrote it. Either way, they ran dime 17% of the time. I mean, that's just behind their base defense. That's just behind the 3-3-5 that they like to run.
Yeah.
So if you like to run a certain defense, and I think everyone would agree in the chat, the defense worked last year. The defense was a strong point. If you want to continue running what they did, which worked last season, you've got to have the personnel to do that again.